Here's a thought that might make you uncomfortable. What if everything you've been told about anxiety is backwards? We treat it like a glitch, a bug to patch, something that shouldn't be there, but a 19th century philosopher named Søren Kierkegaard had a completely different take, one that most people have never heard. And once you understand it, you'll never think about anxiety the same way again. Right now, the dominant story about anxiety goes something like this. It's a medical condition, a chemical imbalance, a cognitive distortion, something to treat and eliminate. And look, sometimes that's exactly right. Therapy works, medication helps, getting support matters. But here's the problem. In our rush to fix anxiety, we've collapsed it into a single category, bad thing that shouldn't exist, and that might be costing us something important. Kierkegaard had a phrase for anxiety that no one uses today. He called it the dizziness of freedom. Think about what that actually means. Anxiety, for him, wasn't just about stress or fear. It was about possibility. It was the sensation you feel the moment you realize your life isn't fixed. You're not just running a script. You can choose, and that realization, it's genuinely unsettling. Not because something is wrong with you, but because everything is open. Modern thinking asks, how do I get rid of this feeling? Kierkegaard asks something different. What is this feeling showing me? Because anxiety isn't just noise in the system, it's information. It's the part of you stepping back from the automatic, the routine, the path of least resistance, and feeling the weight of the fact that you could go a different way. That's not a malfunction. That's awareness. Here's where things get uncomfortable. If anxiety is purely a problem, the obvious goal is to eliminate it. But if anxiety is tied to freedom, to the experience of actually being the one making choices, then eliminating it completely might mean something else. It might mean outsourcing the decision, and we do this constantly. We scroll, we follow the crowd, we tell ourselves, I had no choice. That's just how it is. We fill every quiet moment before the feeling can surface. Kierkegaard's warning: when you avoid the anxiety of choosing, you often end up avoiding the choice itself, and slowly you drift further from who you could have been. This isn't an argument against treatment. It's not telling you to sit in suffering and call it growth. It's saying that anxiety has layers. Some of it is clinical, and that layer needs care, not philosophy. But some of it is existential. It's the feeling of standing in front of your own life, realizing it isn't written yet, and feeling the full weight of that. That layer isn't something to silence. It's something to understand. So before you reach for the next thing to numb the feeling, ask a different question. Not just, how do I make this stop? But, what kind of anxiety is this? And what is it pointing toward? Because sometimes the thing you're most desperate to quiet is the only part of you that's paying attention.